So I've been having a bit of a think about systems and style of play lately, and particularly offensive systems, and just wanted to share with you some experiences in terms of how your system develops and what can happen in the progression of developing that system in terms of how quickly it improves. So what will happen, say if we talk about Australian rules football again, particularly offensive systems or styles, let's say it's how you enter the ball into your forward line, maybe your stoppage setups and how you exit the ball and clear the ball away from the stoppage, might be your kick-ins, might be your ball movement pattern out of defence and through the midfield. Now, when you first start developing them, the improvement in your system or style of play is never going to be a linear improvement. It's never going to go straight up like this. There's always going to be little ups and downs, but hopefully along the way, whilst there's a little ups and downs, you're gradually getting better and your players are getting better at executing that system. What can happen is, once you get into your competition period, is at a certain point in time in your system, especially if you get good at it early on, the opposition will work out what you're doing, and their defensive actions will adjust to cover these. And this can often be a bit of a painful point in the development of your system, because you'll be on that upward curve, and then suddenly you'll meet this point where the opposition know what you're doing, and you might experience this flat period or plateau in how effectively your system is functioning, or maybe even a bit of a decline in your system. And it's really important at this point to make sure that you're executing the little things really well, because they're what's going to contribute most to how well your system's executed. And once the defensive pressure is ramped up, the importance of doing these little things well is just can't be overemphasized. So that's something to be really aware of. Ideally, to avoid this, you want to have developed your system in pre-season to a point where you've tried it against some different defensive scenarios that you might expect to come up against, so that you've already tested it out and come up with some strategies, and your players have a clear understanding of how they go about combating certain defensive strategies, so that when you do get to your competition period, that they know how to handle these, and they've covered that in training already. But it's just a really important point. I've had experience where a system is being executed really well. Obviously the opposition start to work it out, throw some different tactics against it, and then it starts to struggle, and players and coaches start to question, is it the system that's not working? No, make sure you're clear on executing the fundamentals and the little things of the system well, and hopefully after a point in time you'll see it start to improve again, and then the opposition won't know what to do. It's a hallmark of all the best teams and the best systems that if you're going to be good, the opposition are going to know what you're doing. They're going to throw strategies against you, but if you get good enough at it, then your system will still be a success. So that's just something I wanted to share with you today. It's been Mark Upton from teamsportcoaching.com. Hopefully again you found this of some value. We'd love to hear from you, and if you've got anything to contribute on this topic. Thanks very much.